You know, for the last 20 years, one company has pretty much ruled the world by turning your digital clicks into cold, hard cash. But that empire? Well, it's about to face a challenge from a totally new kind of power. We're going to dive into a massive shift, a real seismic event, from an economy built on clicks to one built on motion. And trust me, it's going to redefine everything we think we know about wealth and power for the next century.
So, what's the big idea here? It's actually pretty simple. For the last 2 decades, the formula was clicks equals money. Every search you made, every video you watched, that was the currency of the old empire. But the future? It's about something way more real, more tangible: motion. The ability for an AI to actually understand, navigate, and interact with the real physical world, that, my friends, is the new oil.
And that quote, it just nails it. This is the great transfer of power we're talking about. The titan that completely monopolized all of our digital data is now being challenged by a new kind of giant, one that's busy mastering the data of physical reality itself.
All right, so to really get where we're going, we first have to understand the kingdom that's about to be disrupted. So let's take a quick look back at how Google built its incredible empire, all on a foundation of simple digital clicks.
So how'd they do it? Well, Google's secret weapon was the web crawler. You can think of it like a massive, invisible army of software bots just tirelessly mapping out every single corner of the internet. This gave them this incredible map of human curiosity and intent, and they used it to build a multi-trillion-dollar kingdom, all from the comfort of a server farm.
Okay, so that's the old world. Now let's totally switch gears and look at Tesla's playbook, because it is a completely different game. Tesla isn't interested in crawling the web, it's crawling reality. And this is the foundation of its insane advantage. Its massive, and maybe even unbeatable, physical data moat.
See, instead of some software hiding in a data center, Tesla's main tool is something called an edge device. And what are those? They're the cars themselves. Physical pieces of hardware out in the messy, unpredictable real world, collecting data, not from websites, but from the very streets we all drive on every single day. And the scale we're talking about here is just, well, it's staggering. This isn't a few specialized vans driving around. We're talking about millions of Teslas all over the globe acting like a 24/7 fleet of data-gathering robots, learning from every single mile driven, every weird situation, every near miss.
But here's the real kicker. It's not just the quantity of data, it's the quality. Most competitors, they use these super detailed, pre-built maps in very limited areas. They're basically teaching their cars to memorize a test. Tesla, it's doing the opposite. It's learning from raw visual data from all over the world. It's not learning to follow a map, it's learning the fundamental laws of physics. It's learning how the world actually works.
And this is where the story takes a huge turn. Because if you think this is all just about the car, or even about full self-driving, you're missing the real master plan. That was never, ever the ultimate goal. It was just step one.
Now, you might be thinking, okay, I get it. They're collecting a gazillion miles of data to build a better self-driving car, right? I mean, that's a totally reasonable assumption, but it misses the true, breathtaking scale of the ambition here.
The answer is a hard no. The car is just the vessel. It's the perfect training ground, the perfect data-gathering machine to teach a general-purpose AI how to see, understand, and navigate our physical world. The car itself, it's just the first body for that AI brain.
This is the absolute core of the master plan, and it's brilliant. Think of it like a 3-step brain transplant. Step 1, you train this incredibly powerful AI brain using the data from millions of cars driving billions of miles. Step 2, once that brain has mastered navigating reality, you just lift it out and you transplant it into a new, way more versatile body. And step 3, well, that's when you say hello to the humanoid robot, Optimus.
So why does this matter so much? Why go to all this trouble for a robot? Well, just look at the potential market size. The entire car market on Earth is about 1.5 billion vehicles. Okay, big number. Smartphones? Much bigger, around 8 billion. But the potential market for humanoid robots that can do physical labor, it absolutely dwarfs everything that has ever come before. We could be talking about tens of billions of units, a robot for pretty much every physical job on the planet.
And just try to imagine the data that a fleet of billions of robots would collect. We're not talking about just road data anymore. We're talking about data on how to do every physical task imaginable, how to assemble products, how to stock shelves, how humans move and work inside factories and offices. The data from a world full of Optimus robots would make Google's entire 20-year archive of the internet look like a little footnote in history.
This whole strategy creates something that competitors just can't touch. It's what you'd call an unstoppable flywheel, a self-reinforcing loop that just spins faster and faster, generating exponential growth and locking in complete and total dominance.
Here's how it works, and it's beautifully simple. You sell more cars and robots. That means you collect more physical data. More data makes the AI smarter and more capable. A smarter AI makes your products way more valuable, which leads to, you guessed it, selling even more cars and robots. And that wheel just keeps on spinning, accelerating with every single turn.
You know, the best analogy for this is probably Apple. Apple used its killer hardware, the iPhone, to create a monopoly over the mobile digital platform, which is the App Store. Tesla is running the exact same play, but for the physical world. Its hardware, the cars and the robots, are the tools it's using to build a monopoly over the physical AI platform.
And if you zoom way out, the long-term implications here are, well, they're world-changing. We are staring down the barrel of a future where the cost of labor drops to nearly zero. Productivity will be completely detached from human effort. And in that new economic reality, wealth isn't going to come from having a job, but from owning the means of production, from owning the robots themselves.
So what's the big takeaway here? Let's just boil it all down. First, Tesla is not an electric car company. It's a physical AI platform company. Second, it's hardware. The cars, the robots, they're just the edge devices it uses to collect an absolutely mind-boggling amount of real-world data. And finally, all of this feeds a powerful flywheel that just gets stronger and stronger, creating a competitive moat that might actually be impossible for anyone else to cross.
So I'll just leave you with this final thought. For 20 years, Google gave us an incredible map of the digital world. Now Tesla is building us a map of physical reality itself. And the only question left to ask is, which one of those maps leads to the future?